Suppose we wanted to obtain a graph of the normal CDF function on the calculator. The CDF abbreviation stands for cumulative density function. And in simple terms, this refers to the area under a density curve. We shall demonstrate how to generate this curve by using a standard normal density first. So we select y equals, then second vars, that's the distribution. We'll select normal CDF. And we'll type in -3 to x with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. Now, in order to plot this, we have to remember that the domain, or the x values, can span the entire real line, but most of the action takes place between -3 and +3 on the standard normal by the empirical rule. Also, we are referring to the area under density curve, so the y values will be between 0 and 1. So now let's set up our window. Our window is going to go from -3 to +3 for the x min and x max. The scaling will be 1 for the standard deviation. We're going to set the y min to be a little bit less than 0 and the y max to be a little bit bigger than 1 so we can see the picture. And we'll set up our scaling to be 1/10. And here we can begin to see the picture of the cumulative density function. Now this is the graph approximately for the CDF function of a standard normal density. But what if we have a different density? Say that we have a normal density with a mean of 2 and a standard deviation of 4. Then we have to make some adjustments to our window. So let's go back under the y equals. Normal CDF will be used, but this time we're going to use the empirical rule in a more applied fashion. Since most of the action is going to take place within 3 standard deviations of the mean, our lower bound will be 3 standard deviations to the left of the mean, so our x min will also be this value in our window, and the upper bound is going to be 3 standard deviations to the right of the mean, and this is going to correspond to our x max. Y min and y max are going to stay the same. So we're going to use the empirical rule to set up our windows, but also to type in our numbers for this normal CDF command. So we'll start with -3 times the standard deviation of 4, and then we'll add 2 as instructed by the empirical rule. Then we'll use x for the upper bound, and we'll say that this normal density has a mean of 2 and a standard deviation of 4. We're going to set up our window now to say that -3 times 4 plus 2, that's our 3 standard deviations to the left. 3 times 4 plus 2 will be our standard deviation to the right. And then we'll do our graph. And here we can see an approximation to the CDF for a normal density. And this is how you can obtain graphs of cumulative density functions for normal densities on the TI calculators.